Yep.
Right. Welcome back. Another College Confession edition of Your Relationship Sucks! Exclamation point. Very excited about this one. If you haven't seen our last episode or whatever episode it was, I don't even know what we're calling it. Probably the Dentist System. If you haven't seen the Dentist System, definitely check it out. Definitely the best one we've ever done. But welcome in to everybody who's back and who's new and all of those things. If you're seeing us on the podcast and YouTube and all that stuff, please, kind of try to do both for us. Help us out, with subscribing and reviewing and all that stuff. It does help us out. We appreciate it. But we can get into it today. You've got a good question that I have never heard. The audience has never heard. None of us know. This is all just my reactions. I don't know what's going to happen. But let's get into initial impressions.
Okay.
With this question. Hit me with it. What do you got?
I overheard my 20-year-old male girlfriend, 20-year-old female, basically tell her friend while drunk that I have a small penis, which isn't even true. How do I bring this up to her?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I genuinely feel bad for this dude. I genuinely feel bad for this guy. That's my initial impression. I feel bad for him. Go ahead.
We've been in a relationship for 8 months, and at a small gathering of me, her, one of my friends, and 2 of her friends, we got very drunk and went to the kitchen to get something. I went to the kitchen to get something, and when I came back, she was whispering to her friend, but when she's drunk, she doesn't realize that her whisper is actually very loud. I overheard her tell her friend that I have a small penis and that she was embarrassed. I acted like I didn't hear her. This didn't necessarily offend me or bring out insecurity because I've literally measured my penis and it's 7 inches in length and above average in girth. I am the first guy she has ever been with. Could this be why she said this? I know that she watched porn. It's just a bizarre situation, but I'm hurt that she went behind my back to talk down about me to her friends. How do I even navigate this? It happened 2 days ago.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. We can do story time here. Number one, have you ever told another girl or a dude that somebody has a small penis? Have you ever said that?
No, but
Has anybody ever said that to you?
Yes, but I literally think though, like what she was talking about was like a micro penis, like it was very, very small. Like it wasn't like she's
so
like.
You ever had somebody who's like well, whatever, like 4-inch penis or something like that, and they're just like, yeah.
No, I've never heard someone say like this guy has a really small dick or anything in terms of like being malicious. Like her comment was like, I think it might be a micro penis, like as in it. I'm like, I don't know, like I've never encountered anything like this. It was almost like what is like. She wasn't even like being mean, whereas this girl seems a little like embarrassed. Like she's like, I'm embarrassed by it. My friend didn't even say it like that. She was just like, have you encountered this before? Because we were younger. It was more like when we were in like high school ish age. So it was like more of a genuine, I think I've encountered a like this really small, and then someone else says, oh, is it a micro penis? And she's like, what is that? It was more that kind of a conversation as opposed to I'm profoundly embarrassed that the person I'm currently dating has a small dick.
Okay. So, but obviously, women talk about this, all that stuff, whatever.
Yeah, very regularly, but I think women comment more if like things are excessively large, and that's not always like a good thing.
Right. Yeah. But here's like look, I'll tell you, because this guy, right? Number one, I don't know how you measure it, bro. I don't know. I don't know how you measure it, right? If you measured on top, I'll believe you're 7. If you didn't measure on top, it's not a real measure. You know what I mean? Like that's a standard thing. Everybody knows that. But, well, dudes.
If you don't know that, you can also very easily Google it.
Right. No, but I'm saying like when I say that, I mean every dude knows that. And the reason dudes know that is because they can look at it and be like, oh yeah, hey, guess what? Actually, my penis feels smaller if I measure just from the top or whatever than if I do it from below, right? Even like just with my fingers or something like that, like whatever. But here's the deal with this guy. I don't know that I believe his 7 inches, like genuinely, but fine. Let's say he's got a 7 inch cock, right? Good for him. And let's say he's got above average girth. Awesome, right? So cool, dude. You got a big hog, like awesome, good for you. Here's the thing, okay? When you're 20 years old, a substantial portion of your ego is wrapped up in the size of your penis compared to the size of other penises around. Like, that's just a fact. That's how it works. I don't know what to tell you. It's very juvenile. Great. That's how it works. Like, the dudes are immature. I don't know what to tell you. So this guy is hurt. The reason this guy's hurt is because this is a fucking ego hit, right? Like, this is a guy who's not emotionally mature enough to understand that, like, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like she's still sleeping with you, dude. I don't know what to tell you. If she's like stopped sleeping with you because of it, just go somewhere else. I mean, that's not that hard. But here's why I think he's not looking at this problem correctly. When I was in high school, well, actually, no, I was in college. It was my freshman, I guess. It was my freshman year.
Did someone say you had a small cock?
No, the one of the a girl that I was dating, she told the other girls that were, I don't even know where we were, but we were somewhere, and she told these other girls that I was the biggest guy she had been with, right? And my fucking ego after hearing that was off the charts. Like, it was unbelievable. There's literally nobody has ever said anything to me ever up to that point and since then that has made me feel like a bigger fucking badass, right? Like, she said that and I was like, you're goddamn right I am. You know what I mean? And like, I was so pumped. I was like, absolutely. Like, this is 100% factual. Let's get it. You know what I mean? And like, I had seen porn too at that point. You know what I mean? Like, I'd seen porn and I was like, my dick is definitely not that big. Like, that's just a fact. It's definitely not the size of this dude's cock, right? But this girl said that and I was like, 100%, like, immediately I was like, I love this girl. You know what I mean? Like, but not like I love her like I say it. Like, now it's like, like, I actually genuinely, like, I want to get married to this girl. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those types of things. Here's the thing, dude. Whether or not you're the first guy doesn't matter. She might have toys. She might have other things, especially if you're the first dude. And especially if her friends are banging other dudes who have bigger dicks than you might be a disappointment. I'm not saying you're going to be the biggest disappointment in her life. I'm saying you might genuinely right now be a disappointment to her. So don't fucking brush this off like, oh, whatever, she's being a bitch. She might actually feel that way, right? Like, this other girl who said that to me, literally up until that point, her experience was I was the biggest penis that she'd ever had, right? And so she's like, yeah, I'm moving up in the world, right? Like that sort of thing. I don't know with this girl, but she might have some huge sex toys. And she might be like, well, yeah, your cock is disappointing compared to that. Or she might have other friends, to your point, right, who are saying like, hey, I got like some fucking like forearms coming at me. You know what I mean? And she's like, well, this is definitely not a forearm, right? And so now she's disappointed. She's embarrassed by it, right? So I'm saying you have to understand that she might actually be embarrassed, okay? So get off your fucking high horse about like, oh, my ego is tied to the fact that I have a big, an above average size dick, right? Which is what he's saying, right? Like, that's his thing. This whole thing is basically, how do I soothe my ego? That's what he's saying. How do I stroke my own ego here, right? That's what he wants. He wants other people to tell him, hey man, you know what? 7 inches, that's above average. Don't feel bad. That's what he wants people to say. I'm telling you, feel fucking bad about it, okay? Feel fucking bad about the size of your dick. Because your girlfriend feels bad about it. Okay? If it bothers you, have a fucking conversation with her. Ask her why it's embarrassing. Maybe it's embarrassing for a different reason. Maybe she just said the size thing, but it's embarrassing for a different reason. Maybe you don't know how to use it. Maybe she's like, I'm embarrassed by it because he actually has a decent sized dick, but it feels small because he doesn't use it right. Or something like that. I don't know. I have no idea. But ask her about it, dude. Ask her about it. Okay? When you overhear some shit like this, go fucking talk to the person. Stop asking the fucking internet. Well, actually, keep asking the internet because that's how this show stays on the air. But then go talk to her about it, okay? Because she might actually feel bad. She might genuinely feel embarrassed about your fucking situation. But you don't know what that means. She just said it was small. okay, maybe it is small compared to what she thought or what she was expecting or what she's
Yeah,
experienced.
I mean,
I
I'm
don't
gonna add
know.
too, like, different women have different sized bodies too. So like
Her vagina might be,
your
she might have a big
7
vagina. Great
inch
call.
dick might not be that great for her personally.
100%. I know that has happened to me. That's happened to me, right? Like, it was a thing. I was feeling fucking amazing. The girl that I was, she's like, you got a huge cock. And I was like, obviously, of course I had a huge cock, right? And then, like later on, I slept with another girl who, to your point, physically was bigger, right? She just had a bigger vagina,
Yeah.
like on the inside. And she was like,
Yeah.
this sucks. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, that's not what I was hoping to hear. You know what I mean? But like, that's how it happens. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way it goes. Like, what are you going to do? It's like, but no, that's a great point. I didn't even think, I totally forgot about that. So thanks for bringing that fucking memory up. But, that fucking disaster of a day in my life, I blocked that one out. Obviously not anymore. That's gonna fucking haunt me for a while. But yeah, I know, I remember that. And I was like, but I thought the same thing too. Cause like, like we were having sex and I was like, this vagina feels very weird. But it wasn't like, I wasn't like, oh, well, fuck your vagina. I was just like, did my penis shrink? Like, I don't know, like, what's that? Like, it feels different. You know what I mean? And then she was like, yeah,
that's what happens
good.
when you probably have an average size cock and someone's like, it's huge.
100%. That's the thing, right? So it's like, dude, have a conversation with it, man. Because her body might be different. Her body might be different, man. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, but stop going on the internet to get other people to give you an ego boost. Okay? Just stop doing it. Stop going on the internet to explain to other people why they should compliment you. Because that's all you're trying to do. He's fishing for fucking compliments, and I hate people who do that shit. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Go talk to your girlfriend, man. Ask her why she's embarrassed.
And I mean, if you have a problem with it, or the problem that she's talking to her friends, like, not saying like, hey, when you talk to your friends about the stuff we do, like, that's more intimate, like, I don't like that, because that's not the whole thing going on here, but that's how he's trying to wrap it up. Like, I don't like that she's saying she's embarrassed. I don't like the words. Like, that's a conversation that needs to happen, because like, that's not going to change.
She's gonna go tell all of her friends. By the way, if you think this was the first time that she told one of her friends that you have an embarrassingly small penis, you're fucking blind. This girl has been telling everybody. She's telling every single person she knows that your penis is too small. That's a fact. That's an objective fact. She has definitely told more than just that one person. She's told multiple people that you have a small penis. That's something you got to nip in the bud, bro, because unless it's a micro penis situation like you were talking about, where you might get a little sympathy, like curiosity sex, I think she's gonna limit your stuff. And my guess is you're probably not gonna be with this chick forever. So you need to, like, let's cut down on the number of women who will just rule you out because you got a small dick. You know what I mean? And by the way, saying to a girl, any girl who says to you, you have a small penis, there is literally not a good way for you to come across answering that question. There just isn't. Because if you say, like, I'll prove it right now, you're going to sound like a douchebag. Whether it's true or not doesn't matter. It doesn't work. You can't say that. So you got to nip that shit in the bud right immediately. So definitely tell her, hey, stop telling people I have a small penis. Because if we break up, which we definitely are going to break up, I would like my field to be as big as possible.
Yeah.
Just like the size of my dick. Definitely drop that line. That would be fantastic.
You know what? At the end of the day, he's definitely way more upset about the fact that she's talking about his penis, when he should also be upset. Like, it doesn't really sound like she has any loyalty to, like, them as a couple at all,
No,
like,
she is not loyal at all. These hoes ain't loyal. This hoe definitely ain't loyal. That's a fact. She's not loyal. I agree with you. She's breaking all kinds of privacy laws right now. All kinds of privacy laws.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was at a party too. Like, if she's talking to her best friend about it in private, like, different. Okay, whatever. That's not like a loyalty issue. That's
no. Hold on.
Oh,
that's a very specific loyalty issue, but it's not the loyalty trust breaking that she did, fucking drunk screaming in a party. It's like, oh, she whispered. No, she didn't. She fucking screamed that to everybody. By the way, if you think you were the only person that overheard that conversation, you're a fucking idiot. She told everybody at that party that you have a small dick. Everybody at that party thinks you have a tiny penis. That's a fact. That's another great point by you. She is breaking all kinds of trust. She is not loyal. 100%. I say, don't even have this conversation. Dump her. I say dump her. That's what I say. But honestly, what should he do? Talk about this, dude, but talk about what it means for you as a couple and how it made you feel that she would say something like that to somebody else instead of bringing it to you first. And stop thinking about how fucking big your penis is and why that's an ego boost. That's what you need to do. The very first thing you need to do is literally sever the tie between the size of your penis and the amount of confidence that you have. Because if you don't do that, you're going to do a disservice to yourself and to anybody that you are in a relationship with, including this girl and whoever comes after. Because this chick who's embarrassed by your cock is definitely not staying around. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She's
I mean, the reality is, if everything she's seen has been an 8-inch or above, your cock is small to her.
100%, dude. You got a tiny penis.
And so it's irrelevant whether that's like saying girls only date over, 6'2", and like you're 6 feet tall and she's like, you're kind of short. Like, but I'm not. And I'm like, it doesn't matter where you are on the scale of global average if her average is higher. Like, that's just a fact. It goes the same way with guys and like talking about boobs. Like, I have heard guys call people with a C cup having small tits, and I'm just like, that's not the definition of small, in all honesty. Like, that's your definition. But to like make that comment and genuinely mean it, like, no, that's not accurate to you. Sure, you get to have that, but it goes both ways. If guys are going to throw out like those kind of comments, you ought to also be able to take it.
Yeah, 100%. Look, man, take your small penis and leave this girl alone. You know what I mean? Like, just honestly, leave her alone. I don't know. Great points by you.
Yeah.
That's why I keep
the
you
ties. You find a smaller vagina. She needs to find a bigger cock.
She needs to find a real cock is what she needs to find. She needs to find a real size penis. That's what she needs to find. All right. I think we did it. We didn't want to do it, but we definitely did it. I'm happy we did it. I'm loving it. Great conversation. Great tips for this guy. If anybody else has any penis size related questions or any other life advice that you want, you can email us. What's the email?
info.yourrelationshipsucks@gmail.com.
All right, so hit us up there. If you listen to the podcast, please subscribe and rate and review and all the stuff that you would normally do or whatever. Please just take a little bit of time to do it. It really helps us. Same thing on YouTube. Please subscribe and all that stuff. It is helpful. If you're doing one, please do the other. Just real quick. It's like click of a button. If you want a Karma Cancer t-shirt or an I Got Dennis t-shirt, definitely send us an email at the same email. You can hit us up. We will have a deal as a package bundle. I don't know what it is yet, but email us and we will let you know. If you haven't seen those episodes, go check them out. They're unbelievable. They're definitely our best episodes. This is a good one. Don't get me wrong. I love all of these, but those are just, look, they're not all home runs. Those are fucking grand slams and a half. Like, those are unbelievable episodes. So watch those for sure. And otherwise, I think we did it, and we will see everybody next time.